Hello, my name is Garry Prior. I'm a Senior Product Manager with Rackspace International. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create and manage your cloud servers using the Rackspace Cloud Control Panel. So the first thing to do is to log into the Cloud Control Panel. To do that, just go to mycloud.rackspace.co.uk in your browser, enter your username and password and click Login. And on the first screen, you'll see a list of existing cloud servers if you have any already set up. To create a new cloud server, simply go to this button at the top of the page, Create Server. Click that. Give your server a name, so anything you like. UK cloud customers will always be creating their cloud servers in the London region. You do have the option to create a first generation cloud server, but typically most times customers will be looking to create a next generation or an open cloud server. If you then scroll down the page, you see a whole range of different images or cloud server operating systems that you can choose to add onto your cloud server. So there's a range of Linux distributions such as CentOS, Fedora, Debian. And then there are a number of Windows-based images as well, some of which you can add SQL Server and even SharePoint to. So for this example, I will just create a CentOS-based cloud server. So the next thing to choose is the RAM size. So we have sizes ranging from 512 meg all the way up to 30 gig. And you can also see the associated storage capacity that you get with each cloud server and the hourly cost that will cost you. So for this demo, I will just create a 512 meg server. There's a section here for network connectivity. There's a separate demo video discussing our cloud networks products. So we suggest you, if you want to learn more about cloud networks, you take a look at that video. Public net and service net are both connected to your cloud server by default, so in most instances you'll probably just leave that set up as it is. So then click Create Server, and that will start to build now. You'll see a message on your screen containing your root admin password. We do recommend you take a copy of that because you will need this password to log into your cloud server to manage that and to install new software onto it. So I'll dismiss the password and you'll see a status bar telling you that the server is currently being built and how far along it is from being complete. Back on the cloud servers list, we can see the server that I've just started building is highlighted orange here. So I'll just click onto another server to show you some of the other options that are available to manage your server once it's built. So this is a separate server that I built a while ago. You can see all the relevant details at the top of the page. So the size of the server, the storage, the region, the type. If we just scroll down the page, we can see some other options that you might be interested in configuring. So networks is here, as I mentioned previously. There's a separate demo video on that. Images, there's also another video on this. Images are a way of creating clones or backup copies of any cloud servers. And then scrolling down a little bit further, you can create monitoring checks to check that your server is working properly, or indeed to check that your website or your application is functioning as expected. So to do that, you would just click Create a Check, and there are various different options and types of check that you can configure on your cloud server or indeed other IT-based resources that you have. This section here is called Storage Volumes, is where you may wish to add additional cloud block storage volumes. Again, we have a separate video on that. And then finally, if you wish to run Rackspace Cloud Backup on your cloud server, then you would go to this section here. And again, there's another demo video on that particular product. If we go back to the main cloud servers page, you can see it's quite easy to quickly build up a fairly long list of cloud servers, depending on how many you need to run your application or your website. So there are a couple of options you may wish to look at to help organize and find servers quickly. So one thing that you can do is tag servers. You can see I don't currently have any tags set up on any of my servers. So if I just click on the action cog here, click tag server, and I might wish to say that this is a web server. So I'll save that tag, and maybe this one here is also a web server. And now you can see on the left hand side I have a new section that's appeared which is showing all the tags. So if I just click the web box, then the filter will apply to the servers, and I can see just the cloud servers that have the tag web against them. So it just makes it easier to find specific cloud servers that you may need to work on when you have a large number of them. The final piece of functionality, it might be worth you taking a look at, is how you go about resizing a cloud server. So again, on the action cog, it gets next to the cloud server in question. Just click the button. If you scroll down to resize server, you can then choose a new server size. So this is currently a 512 meg server. I may wish to configure that to become a 2 gigabit server. There is just a warning here, as it says resizing does require a server reboot, so there will potentially be some downtime that you should obviously be aware of and plan for if necessary.